Last year I created an Arabian golden goddess look on my eye and I put it onto Instagram, so I've decided to do a tutorial on that look today. So as my skin's oily, I'm going to start off by prepping that with the Bioderma Sebium H2O Purifying Cleansing Water and also the Moisturising Mattifying Fluid. On my lips I'm just applying this organic Paw and Honey Balm by Suvana Organic. Because we're going to have natural lips, I want them to be soft and supple. For my foundation I'm using MAC Studio Fix Fluid and I'm mixing the colours NC15 and NC30 together to get a shade that suits my skin tone. And I'm blending that in with the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. The best way to use this sponge is to dampen it under the water faucet, give it a few squeezes underneath so it's really wet, and then just squeeze out all the excess water and then just use a stipple motion over your foundation and you'll find this gives you a nice airbrushed finish. On the eyelid I'm using Creative Copper by MAC and this is a gold shade. And on a blank Canvas Cosmetics flat shader brush I'm pushing that over the entire mobile eyelid, so anywhere below the crease. The next colour I'm using is Saddle by MAC and this is a matte brown and it's a warm shade. And I'm taking that colour through the socket line and winging it out slightly. The brush I'm using is by Crown and it's an angled liner brush, so I'll put the description number in my description bar below the video. I'm using an angle brush so I can pull the colour out into a slight winged shape and then blend that through the socket line. The brush I'm using to blend is also by Crown and this is the Pro Blending Fluff, and again I'll put the number in the description bar. I'm working in circular motions, pulling the colour out towards the outer edge and then blending through the socket line. Taking this next dark brown colour called Dancing in the Dark, also by MAC, I'm using that angle brush just to go over the top of the colour Saddle that we've applied, and then we're going to be creating this nice sharp V shape. By doing this we're elongating the eyelid, and this style is very typical of Arabic makeup looks. As you can see I've taken that line from the outer edge towards the inner corner of the socket line, and then I'm using a pencil brush by Sigma just to blend that and soften it. So we are using that darker shade to create a soft cut crease. Take your time when mapping out this shape as you want it to be very symmetrical on both eyes. I've taken this small fluffy blending brush, dipped into a little bit of Saddle, which is the first brown shade we used, and I'm using that just to go over the dark brown just to soften it, and this is going to help make a nice smooth transition from the cut crease up to the brow bone. Once you're happy that the gradient is nice and seamless, you want to go back in with your angled brush with that dark colour again and just retrace your steps, and this is going to build that colour up, making it more and more intense, and it's going to last all day. It definitely takes patience with this look. It's not one that you want to rush, otherwise you won't get a really nice cut crease appearance. To add a little highlight to the brow bone, I'm using this shaping powder by MAC and this is called Emphasize. I'm applying that underneath the arch of the brow and also a little bit on the inner corners of the eyes, and this is just going to draw a little bit of light to those areas. I decided I wanted to make the cut crease a little bit more intense, so I'm using my Louise Young Essential Eyes palette and I'm mixing the colours PomPom, which is the dark brown, and Black Bear, obviously being the black, and just going through that cut crease section again and blending. Now it's time to define the eyebrows, and I'm using this Laura Mercier Blonde Duo palette, and my favourite brush is this Sable Angled Liner Brush by Crown, and again I'll put the number into the description bar. I don't want the brows to be overpowering in any sense, so I'm keeping them to my natural shape, but I am elongating the tail ever so slightly. I filled in the top and bottom of my brow and then used feather stroke marks in the centre just to emulate hair. Then with what's left on the brush I just run that through the entire brow, and then this just makes it ever so slightly darker. To emphasise the brow hairs I'm using Eyeko's Brow Gel, and this is in a brown shade, and this is just going to set the hair and stop them from shifting or moving. Now it's time for the fun bit, applying the glitter. I'm using Lit Cosmetics glitter. I've taken a small square of tissue and applied some scotch tape to that. Then what I've done is slip the scotch tape underneath my lower lashes and stuck that down. This is our makeshift glitter catcher. Next I'm taking a brush dipped into the Lit Cosmetics Clearly Liquid Glitter Base, which is like a glue, and I'm patting that onto the mobile eyelid on top of the gold eyeshadow. Then taking that same brush, I'm dipping it into Beach Baby Glitter, which is a gold shade, and this is also from Lit Cosmetics. And I'm pushing that on top of the liquid that we've applied. The reason I'm using a patting motion is so that it goes on nice and dense. If you use a dragging motion, then you're just going to smear the glitter everywhere. A little tip is to take a spoolie brush and just wiggle that through your lashes, and this is just going to remove any of that excess glitter that's fallen down that hasn't quite reached your makeshift glitter shield. And then just peel your tissue off from the outside in. No Arabian goddess look would be complete without black eyeliner, so I'm using my favourite Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner in black, and I'm using my Ray Morris eyeliner brush. I'm starting by lining right from the very inner corner, and I'm going all the way along the eyelid. And for the flick, I'm following the line that we've created with the eyeshadow, and I'm winging that out quite far, and then coming back on myself, thickening that line up. When working on top of glitter, it's a good idea to go over it a couple of times to make sure it's really nice and inky black. I'm tight lining the eye, which is to go underneath the top lashes, and then I'm taking that across the waterline. Start right on that inner corner and go right to the very outer corner. And then we're going to be taking that underneath those lower lashes, but at the very inner corner we want to create a nice sharp point. And then work right into those lashes so there's no pinky colour and it's a really nice dense black line. And for the last part of the eyeliner we're creating a double wing. So we're going to extend that eyeliner straight out from the lower lashes and run parallel with that top liner wing that we've created. I went in with a little bit more of the black and brown eyeshadow mix, and I just joined up the cut crease with the end of the winged eyeliner. Then, as the same as before, I went in with a soft fluffy blending brush just to soften that and make it a little bit more blended. So I decided that I would add some of the gold underneath the bottom eyeliner. So I've applied my glitter shield again, and on that brush I'm taking a little bit of that liquid base, and then on the same brush I'm applying a very fine line of glitter, and this is just going to frame the eye and mimic the top eyelid. A little tip if you do happen to get any escapey glitter is to roll a little bit of scotch tape onto your finger and just press that onto your face, and this will remove any of that sparkly glitter. The lashes I've decided to use are by House of Lashes, and these are called Pixie Luxe, and I love these ones and they're really similar to the style that I used in my Instagram photo. To add a little bit of definition to my face, I'm using this Pro Sculpt powder by MAC, and this is the shade Shadowy. And to apply that I'm using my new favourite brush, which is the Ultimate Cheekbone Kabuki by Ray Morris. And the reason it's my favourite is because it's angled and it really sinks right into those cheekbones. The next colour I'm using is called Sculpt, and I'm taking this little square kabuki and I'm just applying that colour down the sides of my nose. Using the Ray Morris Flawless Shader Brush, I'm taking that Sculpt colour around my hairline. And lastly is the lips, and I'm using this little Clinique lip gloss in the shade Grapefruit. And that is my Arabian Gold Goddess makeup look complete. I hope you've liked it. There's plenty you can do to adjust it. You can have a fuller face, you can change the lip colour, it's totally up to you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe or click on any of these videos if you've missed any that I've done recently. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And I'll speak to you again on my next video. Bye!